Hey everybody, today I am picking one of my favorite little foods. It's the plant of the day. You might be able to recognize them. You might recognize these, but do you recognize the way that this looks, this actual bush? So that's what we'll talk about. Today's plant of the day are blueberries. So this is a blueberry bush, obviously, and I'm in a blueberry patch. There's probably about 30 different blueberry bushes here. And the reason why I'm choosing blueberries is because, I've grown up eating them, knowing they were delicious, but I didn't realize all the medicinal benefits that are in blueberries. So, in a way, we can have our cake and eat it too. It's medicine, and it's also one of nature's best fruit snacks. Blueberries, they grow natively all around most parts of North America, and actually up until about 1900s, early 1900s, they were only found in the wild. But specifically about the medicinal aspects, blueberries have been known to, in studies, help with anti-aging in, in multiple studies out there. They are a sun protectant, so you may have heard people talk about eat your sunscreen, and what they mean by that is eating foods that have the chemical compounds similar to sunscreen, so they protect your skin from the sun. I think that's really cool, just the timing that blueberries come out. They come out in the summertime. Usually they're ripening around July and August in this area, right when the sun is at its peak out there as a food, just to help protect us from the sun. They have also been known to prevent memory loss, and actually turn back um, aging in our bodies. It's anti-aging properties in blueberries. Cardiovascular health. Um, they've been known to reduce tumor sizes. All these incredible things that even some medicines aren't able to do, and just eating our food as medicine. So blueberries are one of those really important ones. Anyway, though, identifying blueberries too, there are two main varieties. The cultivated variety is called generally high bush, I believe, and the wild variety is more known as low bush. So these are high bush. They're not wild blueberries. And if you come in on the leaves themselves, you'll see that they're pretty oval looking. They alternate every other, so they're not coming out at the same spot, but they're alternating. They're a little waxy, and a very nice green. Into the fall, they'll actually turn more red, and you can kind of start to see them turning red on some of these, just the little dots. It's getting to the end of the season, but there are some blueberries left on here. Some ripe ones you can see have a nice blue center to them. So maybe you're used to getting your blueberries, just foraging them in the wild. That's awesome. Or if you get them in the grocery store, that's great too. They're all good. But when they were domesticated from wild back in the early 1900s, they were actually selectively chosen for how they could best be marketed as a product, not as what the best health benefits that they were bringing to us. And that wasn't really known until the early 2000s. And so when that process was happening, the people doing this, they chose the bigger berries, and they chose a color that was more pale blue because they thought that looked fresher, more fresh. And it wasn't until probably 20 years ago or so that scientists realized, and probably what some indigenous people have known all along, but that the wild berries were much more nutritional, and still are. So a lot of those healing properties, when pulling out the darker berries, tend to sometimes be more nutritious. They left some of that in the wild. But again, whether you're getting them from a grocery store or a wild variety, they're still really healthy. But it's really interesting how our relationship with food has been shaped by things like capitalism. Anyway, when you're getting them, always try to do organic if you can, but either way, they're a really delicious, healthy food. I hope that's helpful for you, and see you next time.